period of colonization, Southeast Asia recognized its need for an organization for cooperation due to numerous realizations. First, they saw that neighbors working together in a joint effort would prevent outsiders from stepping in the region for political and economic gains. Secondly, a cooperation among those who share common interests and goals and live close to one another is more ideal and effective than an alliance among countries with contrasting agendas, as seen in the Seattle experience. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations was founded by Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand with the Bangkok Declaration of 1967. The adoption of the declaration signified their willingness to conduct friendly relations, resolve their disputes peacefully, and to refrain from interfering in each other's internal conflicts. Member states announced their readiness to promote collaboration on matters of common interest in a broad variety of fields: economic, social, cultural, technical, scientific, and administrative, with the aim of accelerating economic growth, social progress, and cultural development in the region. The establishment of ASEAN on the basis of the principles of strict respect for national sovereignty and non-interference in internal affairs follows interconnected rationales. First, it meant that each member state recognizes the existence and right to statehood of its neighbors and that they are willing to establish friendly relations. Second, leaders established ASEAN as a de facto anti-communist alliance designed to protect their market economy systems due to the threat of communism both from China and the Soviet Union during the Vietnam War and with communist expansion in the region. Finally, the non-interference in internal affairs principle was meant to avoid the possibility of protracted internal insurgencies that would invite an alien intervention as observed in neighboring Indochina. Given the experiences of most Southeast Asian countries in colonialism, Philippines, for instance, only acquired independence from foreign rule in 1946, Singapore in 1965. It is not surprising how attached these states are to the principles of non-intervention and respect for sovereignty. These principles determined the institutional structure and modus operandi of ASEAN and has remained almost intact to our days. The basis for the creation of the organization was not a legally binding treaty, but a two-page political declaration. The institutional structure foreseen in the original document was extremely thin. It established an annual meeting of foreign ministers, a standing committee composed of ambassadors of the other member countries, and committees on specific subjects. The rejection of ambassadors of the other member countries, formalization, and institutionalization was such that no central secretariat was foreseen. Instead, national secretariats to service the above formations would be established. Illustratively, due to the absence of a general secretariat, files had to be shipped from one ASEAN member to another every year, depending on who was holding the chairmanship, which rotates in alphabetical order. The decision-making procedure was strictly intergovernmental based on consensus and consultation, known as the ASEAN Way. No mechanism for enforcement or sanctions in the event of non-compliance were foreseen. The ASEAN Way emphasizes informal diplomacy and restraint of public criticism on policies of other member states. When member states are unable to reach agreement, decisions are simply deferred. The consensual decision-making process, coupled with the lack of sanctions in case of non-compliance, have been made responsible for the perceived inefficacy of the organization to implement agreed decisions, leading to criticism in academic circles. While some of the association's original rationales have been sustained, with obviously useful intentions, the association has its weaknesses and shortcomings. Aside from the persistence of others, such as separatist movements or the fear of influence by regional powers that has provided threats to the intention of regionalism, the association continues to function with a decentralized system. Thus, we should foresee that in time, the association have to face the difficult task of creating and maintaining harmony among its members who have different views, different interests, and are at different stages of development, factors that have made reforms and agreements uneasy in the past.